Hello again, everyone. This is Randy, your sewing machine man. We're looking at a white model 656, and is it pink or what? I call this Pink Monster because pink usually connotes ladylike, dainty, and that's not this one. This one's a cast iron, steel geared front load 15 class. And you know I'm crazy about the front load 15 class steel geared Kenmores, and this is another version of that, except it's a white and it's cast iron. It's not an alloy frame, which is lighter than this. They're not light, but this one is heavy. Oh my goodness, they didn't ship these in the old days, FedEx. Of course, when this was made, there was no FedEx. It hadn't been invented yet, or UPS, none of that stuff. These were brought in by 18-wheelers, and they had to put them on the back of that little lift in the back that hydraulically went down to the ground, and you got a two-wheeler and you wheeled them in. If you had 3 or 4 of them on your two-wheeler, you're going to break a sweat, because up and down the ramps, these babies are heavy, but they're awesome. They're absolutely great machines. If you can get one of these, it's got the 15 class bobbin case, 15 class hook, front load, just like you'd get today. It's state-of-the-art. This one doesn't have the zigzag needle plate with it. It came without, just a straight stitch. So all I've been able to do is straight stitch with it front and back. But it'll sew some heavy stuff. Won't use a heavy thread. That's where you're limited, like any household machine. But it'll sew heavy stuff. Took the gearbox cover off at the bottom, and it was still packed with the original grease. It was still soft, supple, flowing, nice grease in there because the seal was still there. And of course, it has the drop feed for dropping your feeders down for freehand monogramming and mending, stuff like that, or doing free motion quilting. You got that going for you there. It's got the adjustable pressure on top. You push the outside ring, it releases and pops up, releases the lift pressure and the pressure on your fabric. It's got the bobbin winder on the top, the 15 class bobbin winder, which is tried and true. Disengage the 15 class clutch on the side, it winds, cuts off automatically. Just a great little machine. Like I've always said, half jokingly, a real sewing machine has a tension assembly that sticks out the front. All the new machines are recessed because, like I've told you a million times, these will snap off if they're not handled by a person who respects the freight. That would not be anybody, UPS or FedEx, because they got to move it. It's boom, boom, down the stairs, down to this, down to that. These snap off. So this was packed with foam, of course, but it was moved around like fine china. It wasn't banged around. Of course, it weighed so much you couldn't hardly ship it. You can't ship them now. Anybody who ships these nowadays, it's going to be an interesting deal, because you can ship 5 of these. 2 out of the 5 will arrive with no damage. The other ones will have some damage, or they'll be totaled. So don't ship these things. If you have the carrying case, that doesn't mean you can ship them, because they can't flop around inside the case. People say, oh, it's got the case, it'll be fine. No, you have to isolate the machine inside so there's no movement. Put the case on top, isolate it, no movement. Put it in a great big old container about the size of a 55-gallon drum or a suitcase, and still it's going to show up with this broken, that broken, this broken, that broken. It's going to be all busted up. So buy these locally. Go to the Salvation Army thrift store. Go to the Goodwill store. Go to your grandma's closet, your auntie's closet, state sales, garage sales. Find these machines. This is a great little machine. It's the white 656. You can't do any better if you want a good, heavy-duty, reliable machine that will sew up a storm. It's a nice one. Thanks.